You know, there's winter outfits that are warm and practical but frumpy, or on the other hand, they can be frumpy and still not practical. And sometimes we ditch the frump but we're cold. So let's have a look at how we can make our winter outfits both practical and attractive. The first mistake I would say is do not ignore the puffer. Once the temperatures drop down below 0°C and the snow's out and the frost's out, we really do need our puffer. Those wool coats look so chic. They don't do the job once the weather is damp and the chill just goes straight through them, as well as moisture. But it's important to look for one that is practical. I've got a few. I've got a short one for the car, quick nip into a shop. They are not good for walking around town because once you've got your rear cold and exposed, your legs cold, you feel cold. So we do need that short one for the car. We also need the longer sort that are really going to keep our legs and our rear warm as well. I like to look for a down coat, puffer coat, and just accept that you're going to look like an amorphous blob, but you're wearing it to keep warm for practical reasons and not for fashion. But luckily, they do happen to be on trend at the moment. But don't go for an on-trend one. They all tend to have tweaks in them that are really for TikTokers. So how do you wear that puffer? Well, I like to add structure to my outfit, so I'll actually add a cap rather than a pull-on wool hat. Wearing a cap, adding structure. A fedora would also work. Structured boots. So snow boots, unless it's actually snowing outside and you really need those, I would go for a lug boot, heavy sole, but it's got structure. And think of structured gloves rather than the wool gloves. I'm really finding my leather gloves actually are keeping me wool. Look for ones that are lined inside. They're structure as well. Don't ignore sunglasses. This time of year, the sun's low in the sky and those sunglasses are as valuable as they are in the summer. They're also adding structure to our face and they're adding contrast. But don't go for small frames. Don't go for the tiny little metallic frames. Don't go for the ones without frames at all. You want sunglasses that can give you impact because your coat's giving impact, so we need balance. Now, following on from last week's video, a lot of you did want to know, well, what are you wearing in 2026? Because I did a fashion trends I'm not going to wear. That video will be coming up soon, so I just want to reassure you that is on its way. Don't just hang and sling a scarf around the shoulders because it's just not going to do the job. We need it to keep here warm. We need it to keep here warm as well. Now, the problem, of course, with a winter scarf is that they're thick to do the job, which creates some friction. It's not so easy to do them up. So it's easy then to just think, okay, well, I'm just going to wind it around and then put the coat on. Well, this comes undone. It's not really warm here either. That little gap there, and we need that covered up as well. So one way round is just to tuck both ends through there. That's easy. Now I'm warm here. I haven't got that gap. I'm warm down the front here and I'm warm around my neck. And also there's room here for me to actually put my coat on as well. See my shoulders, there's plenty of room. And it's warm, I'm warm around the back there as well. And another way is to just put the scarf around your neck from the front and bring the ends down, then create a loop in the front, put one end through the loop from below, one end through from the top, and then this should be lovely and secure and keep you warm. And I've got more ways of doing up a winter scarf in a video here. And last week there was a lot of comments about curling my hair, and so I am actually going to show you how I do my hair, and that'll be at the end of this video, so do keep watching for that. Do remember balance. We don't want to be one big puffball, so we don't want to be loose and wide and thick on top and loose and wide and thick on the bottom. Those balance rules still are relevant in the winter. Instead, use some slim fit trousers, and if you're going to wear a long boot, say tuck in those slim fit trousers. This is where a skinny is actually really ideal, and then that balances the long coat with the boots, and then you've got slim in the middle, so you've got the top and tail, effectively a sandwich. That's what you're looking for. For a look that's going from a car into a restaurant or to a friend's house and you care how you look for those few minutes, then how about just undoing your puffer, make sure it's a slim line and have a scarf hanging down, and that's going to elongate your outfit. But this is not a look for being out and about in the cold, because you will get cold with a coat under. If you are wearing a wide, thick pair of trousers and boots, you might want to wear a belt around your sweater. So as you're slim fitting that bulky sweater. You can also tuck in the sweater into your trousers, jeans, and put a belt around. That gives another sleek look that's emphasising the waist, which is then elongating the look, making it less clumsy. If you're wearing an oversized sweater, you might want to wear a straight pair of jeans and then balance the sweater then with, say, thicker boots. The reverse can be true as well. We can have a light looking coat, say the woolen coat here with a lovely camel colour, slim line, and then heavy boots at the bottom. And this equally is not balanced. And then here we've got a heavy looking outfit, wide coat and slim little tan boots. Again, unbalanced. Having only one pair of boots for everything, and then if you did that, it would either be some really well-lined wellies or it would be some snow boots. Well, that's not going to go with everything that you're wearing, is it? Unless you actually are, say, in Sweden or in Canada, maybe you have to wear your snow boots. Or I'm looking out at snow at the moment. It's not deep enough for me to need to wear snow boots, but however, it is good old -5C here, and I've made sure I've got boots for warmth and practicality, but will go with my outfit. So I've looked for, well, I've got snow boots tucked away in case I need them. I've also gone for a lug boot, regardless of whether they're fashionable or not. This is practical. And I've chosen a metallic colour. They zip up at the side. I don't think these are available at the moment, but I do know they're similar, and so I will link them for you. So zip up at the side, although they have got a workable lace at the front, but you don't need to use that. They are thick inside, so as well, it's lined inside. Spongy sole, that's what I'm looking for. Plenty of width across the toes so as my feet don't get cramped, and that enables me to walk in them. These are great for sightseeing, for going out to the supermarket, going out at lunchtime, a jeans type outfit. But then if I wanted to wear something a bit smarter, I've chosen metallic again because I find metallic to be a really good neutral, and I've just gone for a low heel pointed toe. This I wouldn't wear in ice and snow. It's great for going to be in the car, or it's a non-icy snowy day, and that's for going out for a restaurant or evening meal, and so on, a bit smarter boot. And then I've just picked up some Blunderstons, which I've never heard of before, but it's Australian, really sturdy farm type boots. So if I'm going to country fairs, walking the dog, they've got a sheepskin lined sole at the base there. So we'll need a bit of breaking in, but I'm looking forward to those. But obviously leather up here, I'm not wearing them out in the snow. Got other alternatives for that, but this is cold weathers, dog walking, no snow around type. Practical boots should last for years. Don't ignore natural fibres, those natural wools if you can wear them. If not, there are hair versions, aren't there? Those natural animal fleeces are a way of layering up but with thinner layers, but giving us that warmth and also allowing us to breathe so as we're not building up sweat underneath our clothes. And the advantage of wool also is that they don't need a lot of care. All we need to do is really, what I do is just hang them up outside to freshen them. They tend to keep themselves clean, and they're not expensive. Uniqlo and Marks and Spencer's, Quince often has a sale. There's a fantastic cashmere and merino wool. This time of year, look for the cashmere for that warmth. And I will add some in the description box. I'll do the shopping for you, the hunting for you. And do remember to have plenty of cardigans in your collection, because you can layer. Because if you're going out somewhere, you don't know if it can be warm or cold inside, and you want to be warm to get there, but you might have to strip off, and you don't want to strip off a jumper, do you really? So cardigan is the thing. Cardigans, cashmere cardigans, make sure you've got plenty. Now don't ignore looking after your knitwear when you're putting it away for the end of the season. What I do is store it either with cedar balls or with lavender bags. I pick my own lavender in the garden, stuff it into bags, those little net bags that comes with jewellery sometimes, and then put them in the drawers along with cedar balls as well. I double up. I've also got a fantastic spray for knitwear that I use that also repels moths, and this one is the number 13 knitwear mist from Clothes Doctor. Makes it smell lovely, as well as protecting the knitwear for the summer while it's stored away. Don't store away your cotton tees, because when you're layering, you may find those cotton tees very useful under a sweater if you're actually going to go somewhere where you do need to double up. You want that lining underneath it that's breathable, just like your sweater's breathable. So again, cotton, natural fibre. With a cardigan, incredibly useful as well. An example, I went out last week in this weather, layered up in a big puffer coat, in a cap for structure, in my big pewter boots, gloves, cashmere cardigan, scarf, the works. I needed it. It was very, very cold. Went into one particular pub that was incredibly cozy and toasty, and within 10 minutes I had to take my cardigan off, and I was there. Now, naked winter skin on my arms, sadly, you know, I didn't have any self-tan on, but thank goodness I did put on a cotton vest underneath that cardigan. When you're wearing a turtleneck jumpers, wearing fine jewellery with it, no, that is incongruous and it's imbalanced. This shaped jumper needs jewellery and necklaces to be a statement and balanced in their own right. So I wear long pendants across, that breaks up that front. Use earrings, big hoop earrings. The bigger, the bolder the earring with a turtleneck jumper, the better. And I did say in a recent jewellery video, which is here, that bold hoops are on trend for 2026. So the bolder the jewellery, the more on trend it is in 2026. Push up the sleeves on your sweater. Wear a bold bracelet. Try a little neck scarf. They're very, very popular at the moment and very on trend, but avoid draping it down here and then knotting it here, which I think is how we wore them in the 1980s. We don't want to be down here. We don't want to be imitating ourselves in the 1980s as when we went to work in that kind of a look. For those that are younger and didn't power dress like that, because they're younger than that, you can get away with this because you've not worn it before. Do not wear a little fine pendant hanging over the top of your roll neck. We did it in the 1970s. This was the thing to do. Been there, done that. Do not do that. Don't hibernate behind those dark colours. Instead, be aware of the colours that suit you and wear those in the form of knitwear and scarves and coats, jackets, blazers, hats. Talking of hats, I did a video years and years and years ago on hats, and it still gets so many views. It's here. Very, very old video. I'm looking so young in it. Winter whites reflect light off our face, so don't ignore white. It's far less aging than the blacks and the greys and the navies. Takeaway from last week's video is so many people commented on my hair. So I've done it again today for you, giving it a bit of a curl, and I thought I'd show you what I'm using. I could not believe the response to just the fact I curled my hair. Absolutely phenomenal. You're a very supportive lot. Okay, so what I'm using is this Babyliss that I've had. It's Babyliss Pro. I've had it a few years. Now, what you're supposed to do is put the glove, hold this in one hand, put the glove on in the other hand. Now, you wind your hair up. This is to stop the hand getting burnt if it accidentally touches this as you're winding the hair up. It will beep if you get it wrong. Once it's wound up, it just sort of puts the curl in and gives you 3 little beeps. And I just go around and do the top part. I don't do underneath here. I leave that straight because otherwise I would be a amorphous blob all around here. Then I finger through it, and then I will sometimes use those curl combs that just to unwind it a bit and get a bit more of a looser look. Now, if you want to have a laugh, then my video on 2026 fashion trends that I won't wear is here, and I'll see you over there. Do pop over, because we really shouldn't just follow trends because it's a trend. We need to edit and decide what trends we're going to follow. I'll see you over there.